And then we can basically get Claude to create these cold email campaigns for us. Before we do that, we need to do a very important step, which is we need to go into Instantly and get some email accounts. Email accounts are basically the emails that we are sending from. And there's two different ways that you can do this. I can click add new right here. You can either choose pre-warmed accounts, which is basically accounts that Instantly has warmed up for us. These accounts don't have our own name. You can see it's Arthur, it's Charlotte, and it's using these interesting domains right here, but they are pre-warmed, which means that when we send emails, it will have high deliverability. And those are the ones that I recommend that you start with, because usually you would have to warm up your own domains, which takes a lot of work and 30 days. Here we can just pre-buy them. You could also connect existing accounts if you want to, but for now, we are just going to choose the pre-warmed accounts. We can click go. Now we can select some domains. We want to find something that seems very professional, like landaiimagine.org. That's probably pretty good for an AI agency, right? I'm just going to choose Land AI Imagine. It's $15 right here. And here you can see we get 5 emails. We will set the forwarding domain. And this is very important that you set it to your own website, because if people then go to this website, it'll go to your own. So I'm going to go to my own website, Shiney.ai. I'm going to paste that in right here where it says enter valid URL, and then click place order. And now we will just need to check out right here. You can see it's $65 to get these domains. But that is very, very worth it. It's $10 per domain. When you've bought your email domains, it's going to look like this. Now you can see we have 5 email domains right here from this domain right here, thrivegateway.com. And we can see the health score right here next to them. You can see 100% health score. Each of these, you can see it says email send, can send up to 20 emails a day. So when we have 5 emails, then we can send 100 emails a day, which will be plenty, because we're going to take a more targeted approach with our cold email. We want to get this right. So after you have your domains and after they are at 100% health score, we're ready to start and create our campaigns. And of course, we're going to be using Claude Code for that. And I've actually already created a skill that's based on ours most high performing campaigns that you of course also have access to. So let's get started with that. Before I show you how to set it up with Claude, I wanted to show you this campaign right here, which is what you should strive towards. And this is also what the Claude skill is based on. You can see this campaign right here is going out to dentists, and we are 60% through. We have sent 1,000 emails. This is both initial emails and then follow-ups. Follow-ups in cold email is very important. And from that, we have 50 people that replied with a 5.1% reply rate. 5.1 is extremely high in cold email. Usually when you send cold email campaigns, you maybe get a 0.5% reply rate with a lot of people that say, fuck you, or I don't want to hear from you. But from those 50 replies, a lot of them were also take me off the list or don't talk to me again. That is just a part of cold email. But from those 50, we have 6 interested leads. These are people that said, yes, I'm interested. Let's hop on a call. Let's talk more about this. Or asked a follow-up questions that we can then answer and start a conversation with. And you can see if you can send, let's say 100 emails a day, you get 5 that replies. That means that every other day you get an interested lead, which is extremely good. And you can run a business on that. So let's get into it. Let me show you how we create this campaign. Awesome. If we open a new Claude Code chat, write instantly-campaign like this, this is the instantly campaign creation skill. We can then write, I want to create a campaign for, let's do Rufus in Sweden. And if you are from one of these blue countries that I showed earlier, then usually what a lot of beginners do is that they still go after the English market, so after the US, the UK, Australia. But because AI is being adopted so massively everywhere around the world, I would actually say that it's a much better advantage that you speak some unique language. For example, if you speak Swedish, please go after Sweden. Just make sure that it's legal to reach out with cold email in the country that you want to go after. But please go after those countries. Why? Well, you're going to have a much higher reply rate. For example, I don't really speak Swedish. I understand a little bit. But someone that speaks Swedish have an unfair advantage over me by knowing the language. Same if you're from Greece or from Portugal or from Belgium, then you speak a language that not the entire world speaks, which basically just means that you have way less competition. So just to do it as an example and to show you that Claude is going to do all of the creation of a campaign for us, I'm going to create a campaign for Rufus in Sweden while not speaking Swedish, only understanding a little bit. And that's all we need to write. Now we hit enter, and now Claude Code is going to build out the campaign using the Instantly MCP that we have connected it to. And you can see it says, what are you selling to Swedish roofers? Describe the offer in 1 paragraph. What does it do for them? Let's do new website just to show you how it looks. What's the primary pain? Slow coding loses jobs, few Google reviews. Let's do a couple, like few Google reviews, ranking on SEO, and also missing out on leads because they don't have the right information. What tangible asset will email free offer? This becomes the main subject line. Let's do the lost revenue calculator so they can see, okay, how much they're saving. What should the campaign be called? This doesn't really matter, but let's just call it Rufus Sweden. And then submit answers. And now Claude is going to build out this entire campaign for us. And here we go. We have a draft that goes over everything. This means I was thinking about calling, but I wanted to write to you first. And then saying right here that I'm thinking that you're losing jobs because your website is not showing high on Google. Is this something that you would need some help for? I really like this. This is all absolutely awesome. So I'm going to approve. Let's create campaign. And now Claude is going to build out the instantly campaign for us. We don't have to do a thing. Now you can see it is calling instantly. If I click Ctrl O, we can see what it does. It's making this request right here with the information. There we go. Campaign is created and called Rufus Sweden. If we go into instantly right now, hit to campaigns, we can see that the new campaign has now been created. If we click in on this, we can go to sequences, which is basically where we write the emails, but it looks completely blank for some reason. It looks completely blank. I don't see the emails. Let's see what happened here. Oh, I just had to refresh it, do a hard refresh, Shift Command R, that half refreshes the page. Now we have the entire campaign inside of instantly that we just wrote out. So we need to make sure that we click save. There we go. Click save on everyone. Now we have our campaign ready to go. The last thing we need is just leads to send to. And I'm going to show you the fastest and what I've found